Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is another film review. This one's called Bluebeard, the John Carradine cult thriller on Cut, apparently, according to Amazon, but it's just called Bluebeard in IMDb. It's action horror, yeah, I suppose so. Came out in 1944. It's PG, it's an hour and 10 minutes. Amazon is 3.5 out of 5 and IMDb is 5.9 out of 10. So I read the Amazon synopsis. A killer of young women, dubbed Bluebeard, is loose in Paris. Lucille and her friends meet Gaston, a puppeteer, played by John Carradine. He invites them to a show the next night. They go. Afterwards, he walks with Lucille. She offers to make costumes for his next show. He accepts, and feelings develop that may lead to love. She suspects he has a tragic past. John Carradine's favourite role. Right, there we go. So the director is Edgar G. Ulmer, U-L-M-E-R, who also directed The Black Cat. The producer, there's two of them, but I'll just pick the main one, is Leon Fromkes, F-R-O-M-K-E-S-S, who produced The Great Mike. Music was Leo Erdody, E-R-D-O-D-Y, who did the music for Swing High. Now the cast, I've just picked the main four. We have John Carradine, obviously, who was Gaston Morel, who was in The Stagecoach. Jean Parker, who is Lucille Lutien, who was in The Gunfighter. Nils Asther, A-S-T-H-E-R, was Inspector Jacques Lefeur, who was in The Sea Bat. And Tila Loring, L-O-R-I-N-G, who was Francine Lucien, and she was in The Arizona Cowboy. Now, so I was reading some reviews on Amazon about this, and a lot of people moan about the DVD being a bit jumpy. Now, I watched this on Amazon Prime, and the dog has just got up. I'm going to ignore him. He'll have to wait. I watched it on Amazon Prime, and it was fine. There was a bit of, like, some... I wouldn't say cutting out, because it's supposed to be uncut, but I think it was just... because it was an old film, so it had a bit of movement, we'll call it. So straight away when the music kicks in, this is when the credits going up. You got this typical orchestral style. It's the music of the days, that's what they had. And it sounded intense. Then it went jolly, then intense again, then happy, and then romantic. And this is literally all the credits going. It's just like, what the hell? What? Okay, fine. At the very beginning, all the women are kind of scared because of this Bluebeard. Why beard? I haven't got a clue. Maybe because it makes him look bad. Don't know. But they're all like, "Oh, we got to walk together. Why do you wait for me?" And then they're literally just grouped together in a group, so they don't know. Nobody can even touch them. I didn't realise it was set in France because I don't read the synopsis of these things. When I watch these things, I just go for it. But they all speak perfect English, which is usual. The puppet show is excellent. I mean, if I was to go and watch a puppet show like this, I would pay 20, 30, 50, £100 for it. It's awesome, absolutely awesome. So there's the two puppets are male and female, and you see the mouths move while doing opera sort of style singing and talking. They're wooden, so ignore the Punch and Judy type stuff. This is really good fun. You watch them and it's just like, oh my god. And then the set around them, the little stage and everything is fantastic. The opera was annoying as anything. Music, jeez. So this is throughout the film. So when they're talking, when they're walking, when they're thinking, when they're standing, when they're moving, when they're sleeping, when everything has got music. It's so intense. It distracted from the film. So I watched Sherlock Holmes from the era, like Basil Rathbone sort of styles, or anything from those 1940s, and you'd have a bit of music, but not much. But this just blasts out. And the music don't make sense. For example, Bluebeard is chatting to this musician, right? He's just chatting to him about some money and how things are going in life. And the music kicks in for the full 5 minutes. So we have some jolly music, then intense, then some soothing, then jumpy, then intense, then so forth. It's just like do 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 do. It's like, what the fuck? So the story's okay, it's just the blasted music. It's like the musician had like 5 films he had to do the music for. You know, maybe a romantic, a thriller, a horror, a western, a comedy, and then just stuck them all together and put them on a loop. It just did not make any sense at all. It was just ridiculous. So there's not much I can say about the film. The film's good. It's only an hour long. The story makes sense. You kind of figure it out towards the end when he explains stuff. You understood then why he strangled the women. Because at the beginning you're just like, oh, he's just a nutter. But you do understand why he strangled women. The police were useless as usual. They're completely inept. They couldn't even run after anybody. The fight scenes were the usual kind of speeding up things back in the 40s when they used to just fight and then you just see like speeded up by about 2 times the speed. I was going to give it a 5 if it wasn't for the sodding music. It was on 99.99% of the time with no style to match the scene, so it made no sense and helped not at all. In other words, it distracted from it. You're watching it and you're like, I have no idea what's going on, because music's supposed to help the film. This didn't help it. It made it crap. So I'm giving it a 3. Which is weird, because most of the times when I watch these, you know, they call them low budget films, they're usually a 3 and I give them a 5, but this one's it's just the music. It literally is the most, it's just constantly on and on. Anyway, the dog is whining, I can hear him from here. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this review of Bluebeard. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of other film reviews on there. If you like games, that's even better, because that's mainly my gaming channel. But I do sort of dabble into films now and then. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave a comment in the comment box below. If you watched this film, did you enjoy it as much as I did with the music? Okay, well, thank you and goodbye.